Hello and welcome to the Prompt Engineering Basic course. Prompt engineering is one of the most important course or skill that you must learn in today's era. So in this session, I'm going to show you what is prompt engineering, what are the components of prompt engineering so that you know how to craft a powerful prompt to get the best result from your AI tools and a few security and ethical points so that you don't get into any copyright issue or some other security or ethical issue. So what is prompt engineering? Prompt engineering is the process of crafting and refining instructions. That means you are using a lot of LLM tools like ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity. Those tools, while using those tools, you have to give prompt, you have to give instruction, you have to ask questions to it, right? Now, when you ask question, if you ask it in a proper way, that is called prompt engineering. That means you know how to ask right question, how to ask question in a specific way so that you get the desired output, high quality output. That is something is called prompt engineering. What are the components of prompt engineering? These are very basic components which you must know. You have to give a persona or role to the LLM platform so that it understands what exactly it has to, which hat it has to wear while responding, what is the instruction, the context. Then, if there are any example that you have to give, you give that, notes if you want to mention. So, if anything is going out of your head or beyond your understanding, don't worry. I am going to show everything in practical. So let's directly get into the demo part, practical part. So you open your favorite browser. I opened my Chrome browser and I logged into the ChatGPT. Okay. So now what happens is ChatGPT is an LLM, that is large language model. If you don't know what is LLM, don't worry. The first thing that you have to know is to be able to use a platform. Okay, it's like using Excel, PowerPoint. You just have to know how to use it. How Excel is created is something you need not know. Similarly, ChatGPT is something you go to OpenAI website and you can get it, or you can directly go to chatgpt.com. Now, what we are trying to learn is we want to give some prompt or question to the platform so that it gives us the expected answer. Now, if I type, it will take time. That is the reason I have already written the prompt to avoid, wastage of time. So let me give it a prompt. A prompt is, I want to visit Gangtok. Can you give me a travel plan? Now, this is a very bad prompt. Why? Because when I gave this prompt, I want to visit Gangtok and I want a travel plan. What it is doing is the first thing it did is it assumed that I'm going there for 4 days. Now, maybe I'm going there for 3 days or 5 days. You don't know. Uh, so that is one thing. Secondly, it gave me a plan like, day one arrival, you do the sightseeing, day two, day three, day four, and then it gave me some time, right? March, June, September, November. Although I got something, some information, but this may not be the exact information I am looking for. Okay. So now, how I can get the better information from this? So let me type another prompt. Okay. Now I'll explain each and everything what it is. The first thing in this prompt is I'm giving the LLM platform a role. Okay. I'm saying that your role is that you are an experienced travel agent. How you have to respond to me as an experienced travel agent, and what you do, you provide travel plan that best suited the requester's need. I am requesting, I have a different need, everybody has different needs, and based on the need, it will have to give the plan. What is the instruction? Please provide a travel plan which is less expensive. right? I want a little, I don't want to spend too much. I want a less expensive plan, right? And what is the context? I would like to visit Gangtok for 5 days. Next month, when? Next month, with whom? My family, how many people? And I want to have a peaceful visit to relax and recreate on my holiday trip. Now, if you see, these are the components which I was explaining in the PPT, right? If we give an instruction to a LLM like this, then LLM will generate something better. See, this is a live response. I am not creating anything, right? So now it is thinking more, it is creating a better response for me. Now, one thing you have to keep in mind is that LLM, these platforms are trained with huge number of data. So you don't know from which context it will pick the answer. That is the reason it is very important that we give our intent, our context. See, now it is giving some photo. Now the response is better, right? We see that it is giving some photo also, quick practical facts. He wanted us to know a few things, right? 4 to 5 hours by road, etc. From where we can go, from Bagdogra, right? From NGP, how do we go? Day to day, calm and affordable, family and friendly, right? These are the places for my purpose, right? And budget tips also it has given because I wanted a less expensive, right? It has also given me some packing and health note, which were not there in the previous response. Can you see the difference? How detailed and how wonderful response we are getting. And it is also saying that how much during the tour, right? Now let me give a little different prompt. I mean the same expectation, but I'll tell you what is the difference. Okay, so here what I'm saying, again the role is same. He has to give a travel plan. Now I am saying I have no budget constraint. In the previous prompt I said I had budget constraint. I wanted less expensive, but in this prompt I am saying I have no budget constraint, right? What is the context? In this case, I want to have fun and do exciting activities, right? In the trip. Now let's see. So now different people will have different requirements. Somebody wants a peaceful place, somebody wants a happening place, right? Accordingly, see, now this is giving a five-star hotel references because I have no budget constraint, right? And then the places where we can exploration and ropeways, right? These are fun activity, exciting activity. These are not something peaceful activity. So based on the requirement, based on the expectation context, it will give us the response. So that is where the prompt engineering comes in the picture. Now there are a few more things that we can do in the component. For example, if you are looking for some output, maybe a comparison between two places, and you want that in a tabular form, then you can give an example, right? Give me an output in the tabular form comparing the resources. That can be done. You can give some notes also. For example, I note is that I am traveling to Gangtok from, let's say, Delhi. So give me the flight options as well, or I want a morning flight, evening flight, something like that. So that is something also you can give, right? So this is I don't want to give you too much of information and scare you that it is huge thing. So prompt engineering is very easy, very simple. Having said that, you have to practice and learn. There are a lot of other things as well which I will cover, but in this session I want to keep it short and simple and let you know that it is not difficult. You should start using. Go to ChatGPT, go to Gemini, go to Perplexity, and start using it. It is very, when you will learn prompt engineering, you will be able to use other tools. For example, image generation. You want to generate an image. You can use Midjourney, Dali. You want to create a PowerPoint, PPT presentation. You can use Beautiful AI, and there are many other tools as well you can use. I will give all those information in my subsequent sessions. But you have to keep in mind is that you have to have a proper prompting so that you get the best result out of your prompting from the generative platforms. Okay, now let's quickly see the security and ethics part. Okay, why this is very very important, you must know this, because so that you don't get into a trouble while using any AI platform. So data privacy and confidentiality very important. Do not share your private information or financial information or company data, because once you share it you have no control on how this data is going to be used. Secondly, bias and fairness, right? AI sometimes give you response based on preferences. So you have to be very careful that you are not using any AI content directly which has some biased response. Prompt injection and attacks. Attacker can insert malicious instruction, or they can also insert some link in their response. So be careful while using any response from the generative AI platform. There you are fully aware of exactly what the content is. Then misinformation and hallucination. Sometimes the platform hallucinate. That means it will think of something else. That is the reason the context has to be very clear, right? And next is intellectual property. So you have to avoid using prompts to generate and replicate copyrighted material without permission. Transparency and accountability. When you are using any Gen AI platform, you should make sure that you are giving the reference that I am using this response. Give the credit to the original creator so that you don't have to fall in any trouble about copywriting and all. Over reliance, do not rely completely on the AI platform, because sometimes it will give some false information or hallucinated information or biased information. So you have to keep in mind that. And don't design prompts that encourage harm, hate speech, or illegal activities. So this is very important, right? And I think, yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching.